If God does not want you working in a place, the spiritual warfare in the place will get worse and worse until it's unbearable, attacking your mental, emotional, and physical health. God will not allow you to get comfortable in a place that He doesn't want you to work because He doesn't want you settling in that place. If you simply ask God to inform you and then pay attention, He'll let you know if He believes a job is for you. Through you'll be able to sense it, you can have discernment and be able to see it. He'll tell you through dreams, he'll tell you through your thoughts of him basically just telling you that that job is not for you. All types of ways. There's so many ways that God speaks to us individually. All you really have to do is pay attention and listen. And if you don't listen and you continue forward with that job, God will mess it up in the most oddest of ways. We have to remember that God's rejection is our protection. For example, before I left Houston, God told me not to get a job while I was in Houston because He was telling me I was going to settle if I got a job. But I was receiving a lot of pressure from my ex to get a job. So, because of that pressure, I went on a job hunt and I had like 2 interviews very quickly. The first job was for a fast food restaurant, kind of a fast food restaurant, more like a Starbucks type place. And I got that job very quickly, no problem. But I just couldn't help the off energy I felt when I was leaving the establishment after the interview. So the second interview was for a place where I would be in a management position, and God told me straight up, no, I don't want you going for that one because you're definitely going to settle and you're going to stay in Houston if you go for that position. But I continued forward. And when I continued forward, I received an email from the manager telling me, hey, here's the interview date. Make sure you don't go to the wrong location. We're very close to another location. A lot of people go to the wrong location. Don't go to the wrong location. So the day of the interview, I'm getting ready. I'm like, I ain't gonna have no problem going to the right location. So I get my Uber. Uber goes to exact wrong one. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, laughing. I'm like, this is God. Then I'm standing outside of the place because the people in that establishment are low key racist. And they were making me feel like you can't be, even if you're sitting here waiting for the interview to go to another location, you can't be sitting in here. So I'm standing outside of the place. It starts raining. It rains on me. And so I just kind of just start laughing because I'm like, this is God. Like He's really just trying to keep me from this place. So I still get another interview and go to the correct address. I go to the correct address and I'm kind of happy that it's going to be a dude. Dudes are usually nicer to me. But when I get in an interview, my discernment tells me right away that he doesn't like me because I'm attractive, and he just judges me harshly the entire interview. It was like so weird. Like you could tell that he didn't like me the entire interview, but he was continuing forward with the whole entire interview. So by the time we get to the end of the interview, he has like a comment telling me that I'm not going to get the job because I'm Ubering and I will be a traveling manager. And I'm like, okay, so you could have told me this at the beginning, but you continued the entire interview. So I couldn't even be mad because I'm like, it just seems like it just all happened perfectly for it not to work out. So I was like, that's just God. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go do what he told me. And he didn't say nothing about the second job because I'm not gonna get settled in that. It's just a simple little fast food job. So I continue forward with the second job. And when I continue forward with that job, I end up dealing with a special piece of hell, dealing with racist Mormon women. And I did make a video about it. The video is right here if you guys want to go watch that. But so I ended up having to leave that one as well because the spiritual warfare was turned up to the max at that one. So when I quit, my ex started pressuring me again to get another job. And here's the thing about that. He would pressure me to get a job, not because he needed me to have a job. He enjoyed like taking care of me and he enjoyed me not really making a lot of money. So he didn't mind none of that. He would say, I would just want you to have a job so you could be able to buy your Amazon packages and stuff like that. And I'd just be like, well, why don't I just not buy Amazon package or something like that? So I really knew too that he enjoyed seeing other people drain me. Like he was draining to me, and he enjoyed me going to work with other people draining me and then making me feel like I was always the wrong person in the situation when they would drain me as well. So he's just started pressuring me again. And to get away from him, I went and applied at another place, another fast food place. So it was McDonald's. And so I go and apply and I get the job on the spot. And the lady's just like, okay, trying to hurry up the process. So we're going through the process very, very quick. We get to the onboarding part and she just stops messaging me out of nowhere. And I'm just like, what the heck? And I knew that was just God, like, no, or no. And I was just like, well, God, I just want to get out the house. But he just really, the way he cut that off, it was just becoming so evident to me. He was just like, no, we're not gonna keep doing this. I told you no for the job. I know you're about to go somewhere else and you want some money, but I told you no. So he just like ripped that one away from me. So after she cut that off and she just stopped messaging me, it got really weird in this house because it's just like I'm aware and I know that it's God keeping me from going into that position and doing that job. But you can't explain that to carnal people. So I'm just like kind of like with that information sitting there dealing with all this pressure and like you don't even know I'm about to leave soon. You don't even know God is keeping me from getting a job. You don't even know that I'm walking towards my purpose. You just think that I'm just sitting here not trying to have a job. So it got real crazy and real weird up until the time that I left. When I got to Dallas, I was under the impression that God was telling me not to get a job in Houston, but when you get to Dallas, it'll be perfectly fine to get a job. So I just did the most when I got here trying to get a job because my money was the little money that I had was running out. So I just was trying to get a job just anywhere. Well, I was trying to get a job at a specific type of place, but anywhere. So I ended up getting a job by accident and then having to leave the job for the same accident. And it was just so weird that I'm just like, that couldn't be have been nothing but God. And now that I'm looking back on it, I'm able to see that the reason that one didn't work out was because I would also settle on that one. And God was in the process of building me up to start moving in the direction of working for myself for Him. When I moved to the shelter, then I started receiving a lot of pressure from the shelter to get a job and many other different little ways, a lot of pressure to just get any job, any type of job. Doesn't have to be paying much, don't have to work much, just have any type of job. And I'm just like, this negative pressure trying to take me away from doing what God wants me to do, that's nothing but the devil. So the last job that I tried, it was at another hotel. And was what was crazy about this job was I was perfect for this job. They really needed somebody, and it was like immediate hire that would be perfect for me and perfect for them. But what was weird was about it was when we ended the interview, she was like, "All right, I got to get confirmation from my manager, and then we'll go from there." And she even like started the hiring process with me, like having me sign my I-9 and all that other stuff. So I leave and I go back to the shelter and I'm just receiving a lot of pressure from them. So I ended up calling her again. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Did I get the position or not? She just kept saying, yeah, I'm going to confirm with my manager and then we'll go from there. And she was like, I'll call you back either later on today or the next day. This lady never called me back. And it's just so weird to me because it just seemed like that was a for sure job. And I'm just like, why? I just was left with like a why. What happened? Like, why didn't it continue forward? So I was just like, you know what? That can't be nothing but God just trying to keep me from that situation too. Even though it seemed like a healthy situation, it just, because what other reason why not? So shortly after that is when God started providing me with the game plan of exactly what He wanted me to do to work for Him. And in the midst of all that, I'm receiving a high amount of pressure to get another job. So it's like during all that, I had to kind of block all that pressure and not care about it and really just choose to follow God and what He's telling me to do. And as I'm doing that, opportunities are definitely happening. And it's just crazy how you can see the opportunities happening. They're, happening, but there's still people trying to, y'all, it's only the devil working through them. People just like these weird conversations with people where they're trying to make it seem like, okay, well, yeah, that's happening. Yes, you're trying to, live for God. Yes, you're trying to follow God. Yes, you're trying to be a Christian, but you need to get a job. Like, yeah, is it how much is it paying? Is it paying yet? Oh, okay, you're just trying to depend on God. It's not that's not enough. You need to get a job, any type of job. Just have a job, and we'll leave you alone type stuff. It's like you really just gotta ignore those people and avoid those people and stay away from those people because they're gonna get you away from your path, y'all. God be in all things, and people try to act like God is just like one day a week on Sunday, and God ain't got nothing to do with all the working and stuff like that. But that's because they're not making it a part of that, making Him a part of that. That's why people are dealing with such these negative jobs that they're having to work at, where they're suffering and living the work and having all this corruption in their job because they're not taking God seriously. They don't think that He could provide for them. And they're trying to put this pressure on these people that are actually trying to do it so they can make themselves feel better about what they're doing. And also because there's demons working through them trying to get those people to get away from God's purpose that he has for them. Period. Y'all, before I woke up, I had no problem getting a job. That's why I have such good work experience. But I have a lot of work experience because that is not my purpose. That is not meant for me. God is making it really hard for me to try to get a job, y'all. And I've never had this problem. I have such good work experience that it shouldn't be a problem for me to get a job. So I'm going to continue forward on what he's telling me to do. And all them people that is hating, trying to get me away from it, they going to see, y'all. They going to see. And we have to ignore those people and stay away from them people. I feel like I really need to say this. If people are coming in your life and they're trying to get you away from what God is trying to tell you to do, like these people coming around telling me I need to get just some old job, y'all, them people are sent by the devil. And it's really annoying me because there's been a lot of people that's been coming around trying to tell me things like that. And it's really just been annoying the mess out of me because it's the enemy, y'all. So block those people, avoid those people, stay away from those people because you'll have a little short conversation and they'll try to get it out as quickly as possible in a short conversation. You don't even really got to know them and they'll try to get that out, that specific thing. So make sure you stay away from them type of people so you can stay on your purpose. All right, you guys, that's all I have to say for today. Thank you so much for watching this video and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.